So pretty much what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be doing some art, and then we're going to be doing Hollow Knight. What I wanted to draw is some underground cavern art, which is probably going to get turned into a Zapekiss track. So I think the first part that I would like to start working on is going to be the borders of the frame. So mainly going to be making the borders as stalagmites and stuff, and pillars of rocks. You know, it would help if I removed that, and yeah. So, started drawing some stuff, accidentally forgot to show the screen. Good thing I don't think anyone's here yet. So the only people that will know is the people who watch the stream after it's done. And because MS Paint doesn't have any sound, because, you know, MS Paint, I have Slime Rancher music playing. Even though Slime Rancher is not open. And is not going to be happening today. I just really like the Slime Rancher music. And I'm able to use it for this kind of stream. So I was like, you know what? Why not? So once I get the pillars done, I think I would like to move this pillar over just a little bit. There we go. Add a little bit more. Really just want to open up this side of the canvas. Just so that it looks distinct from the other side. There we go. And now I want to make the crystals. So I think general shapes are going to be these pentagons. And I want to just make sure that they're good size. Also, I think I nailed it on the first one. And then add some of this. And just split this up so that it starts looking more like a crystal. And give this a different inside color. And now I can take this image and real quickly open up GIMP and throw it in over here. And I should have interpolation off on all my tools. That's great. Also, I would like to use a different color other than orange There we go. And now I'm ready to start putting this crystal everywhere. Or almost ready. So I want to make a different crystal on a different layer. Give this a alpha channel. Duplicate the layer. And delete the background on it. So now we have this. And then move the background on this crystal. And move it down a layer. So now I can start moving this crystal around. Up. Why is it not going? Oh, because I have the static select thing on. Whoops. It would help if I didn't do that. So we can just start throwing around some of these crystal clusters around the place. And they don't really have to look super duper great. They just have to get the general idea across. And then scale this one down a little bit. And throw it right here. There we go. I think that rotation's good. Duplicate this layer first before we start rotating it. Run about like that, and then just scale it up a bit. There we go. And we just kind of keep doing this. Keep it a little different, have that crystal behind the other one. It's nice being able to listen to the Slime Rancher music. I haven't heard some of the Slime Rancher songs in a while, actually. And some of these songs I haven't even heard before, which is weird. But it is very welcome. And just a few more crystals around the place. I think one up here is nice. And then move this down to the bottom, rotate it over like this. And I think I'm going to have a giant crystal in the center. Make this a little wider as well. And just frame that up into the center. Rotate that one a little bit. But not that much. I would like to scale it up just a little bit more. Then rotate. Take this one and can't. Okay. Fine, I'll just have to raise them up like that. And then take that one a little bit like that. Lower it down a little. Scale this one up, not that much. Right around there. And rotate it around about like this. Then we can duplicate this layer. Scale it up a little. And rotate it out there and shove it into the back here. I'm going to be changing the color of this one so that it's easier to select later. And our final crystal bad at that rotation and right back here. And then to change the colors on these, just gonna change that purple and this purple. And we might as well do the same with all the crystal clumps around the place, just so that it's easier to select them. Which layer is this one on? Is that? There it is. And these can be a kind of teal color. Which absolutely will not get confusing later. Totally not. Anyways, merge visible layers. And then we can select all this and then change the window back to MS Paint and throw in our crystals now. So now we can start coloring these the correct colors ish. Well, first we have to do the new outlines for them, because all this weird, it doesn't look good, fuzzy outline thing. And not really trying to be exact with these lines, just kind of throwing them around the place. Because they'll never exactly line up, just mostly. A very fun and easy way to get rid of all that fuzzy garbage. But that comes after we have all the new outlines done. We'll get back to those colors. This music is making me want to play Slime Rancher. We'll get the main one. And the problem that we're going to encounter here is that the outline is so thick on this one that it just doesn't line up pretty much at all with our actual line size. But that doesn't matter. Just so long as we line it up roughly, it's all fine. Then once we get all these outlines fixed, then we can throw it back in GIMP, get rid of all the fuzzy garbage, and then we can start coloring up these crystals. And once I'm finished coloring up everything on the image, including the extra stuff that isn't here yet, because it's not just going to be crystals. We just gotta get rid of all the nonsense first, before we get to all that cool stuff. But once we finish the image, kind of, I'm not going to be doing a shading on this image in today's stream, because that's going to take way too long. Instead, I'm going to start doing Hollow Knight, which is going to be a new running series only on Twitch. It's the only way to watch it on YouTube is going to be through the VODs channel. It will not be edited down into normal videos. Mainly because I don't want to confuse people by having both Hollow Knight and Silksong running on the channel. That just would not be good. Getting this outline nice and good. And pretty much the main thing I want to be careful with these outlines is just making sure that I'm not reusing a color that's touching another color. So anything that touches red can't use red. Anything that touches green can't use green. That's just to make sure that the cleanup process goes nicely. Without that, cleaning up this image would be a mess. Oh, they didn't even intend this. That's cool. This crystal goes behind one of the stalactites. Which will help a lot for adding depth to the image. Deepness. And the final colors... that's going to cause problems. So... let's make it magenta. This will be good. Ooh, nope, that's actually going to be terrible. Make it this color. That won't cause problems. Hopefully we can get some people in the chat. It's a little lonely talking to myself. Hello, Plus Micron. Crazy timing. We're doing the heavily waited for art stream. Because I know everybody was waiting for this. Totally, yep. And then right after I finish this art, I'm going to switch over to Hollow Knight. Have you had a good day, Plus Micron? This is a tough one. I think I'm going to line it up about there, and then we come back to that later. Once we clean up the fuzzy stuff. And I think I have the outlines of all the crystals done. So the final bit left is going to be these little intersection spots where it crosses over. That's great to hear. Sad to see you can't stay for a stream though, but I'm glad that you came over here. It generally means a lot. I love drawing. I am so happy I didn't abandon it. I almost did. Glass desert music is making me want to find some dervish slimes. I have been way too conditioned by Slime Rancher music. It's like the other day I naturally heard the tar music and started panicking. I was like, wait, I'm not even playing Slime Rancher. And as we all know with art, there are no accidents, just... Whoops. There are no mistakes, just happy accidents. There we go. I can English. There we go. I can't wait to see what this looks like when it's done. And a big vertical line down the center here. Straight down. And another horizontal line right around about here. Actually going to lower that just a bit to line up with these corners a little more. There we go. And just a few more lines, and then we're at the cleanup stage. There we go. I think there's 4 more crystals now. So now 3. Two. We're going to skip this song. Just because that one is a retention killer. I have learned that from Jammerband. I love Thousand Light Years Away, but I completely understand why other people don't like it, because it is very country heavy. Which is honestly weird why I even like it, because I don't like country music. This is much more like it, though. I forget, I think this is the Ancient Ruins? Yeah, this is the Ancient Ruins. So, now that we have our lines done, we can come back over to GIMP and throw this on over here. And just to get rid of this big yellow box, we're gonna crop the content. There we go. And now we're going to take the fuzzy select tool. I always forget what that's called. And just select all of our outline colors that we want to keep. Just something a little bit like this. And if people enjoy today's stream enough, I might consider doing another art stream in the future. Because I genuinely love art. Alright, and then... we just gotta select that. And now we have all of our colors selected that we want to keep. We cut all of that stuff out, paste it to a new layer, and then take the bucket tool, put it on white, threshold 250. So now, well, you know, we're just gonna delete that layer. And, come on. New layer, down here. There we go. And turn that threshold way back down. So now, we can merge the layers, select all of this, copy, and paste over here. And I did notice that something weird has happened with the cropping to content, where it removed the two borders of the image. So we can do that and just bring that stuff back. And now comes the boring and tedious part. Cleaning up some of this stuff, because it doesn't look great yet. Hello, Raymond and Potato. I'm making some underground cavern art. I forgot to switch over from... Okay. There we go. It's gonna be happening a lot, I feel like. Making some underground cavern art. Possibly for a future Zapekis stream, or video. But I'm not sure yet. I have no idea what that emote is. From here it looks like Godzilla dancing, but I'm not sure. It is so tiny on my screen. We're listening to some Slime Rancher music, because I just so happen to have that. And I love Slime Rancher. No one would have ever guessed. Honestly, at this rate, I should be renamed to Slime Rancher Cat. And after I finish the art, we're going to go over to Hollow Knight for the remainder of stream. Because I don't feel like... Yeah. We run a family-friendly shift over here. I don't feel like this will take the entire 2 hours of stream. It might. I don't feel like it will, though. Genuinely no idea. I have, like, all of the auto mod things turned off. I mean, turned on. So it's pretty much impossible to tell what somebody was trying to say. Anyways, how are you two doing? Cool. I heard Alex was thinking about streaming tonight. I don't think he actually went through with it though. Which is a little bit sad because this was going to be the first time that our stream times overlap. Ah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I love how that's the one game where I hear that and I'm like, yeah, that checks out. Among Us is wild. I would love to play Among Us with people for a stream or something, but nobody plays that game anymore, pretty much. That would be a crazy thing. Get, like, all of the, like, CSC people or something along those lines to play Among Us. Cool. Yeah, the more that I think about that, the more I'm actually considering making an Among Us stream now. Man, what a fitting song to be playing at this moment. It's the Indigo Quarry theme from Slime Rancher. Crazy timing on that. Or not so much timing, but just the fact that that came up on the shuffle. I'm hoping we get to hear the, of course I forget the name, is the Moss Blanket Night theme. There we go. I hope we get to hear that during today's stream. Probably won't, though. The chance of that coming up of all the possible songs is very, very low. But it would be cool if it did. That's always my favorite song from Slime Rancher. It'd be fun if I ever actually got into making music and somehow managed to get popular enough to get Harry Mack to do a song with me. That would be cool. They did such a good job with all the songs in Slime Rancher. I don't remember this song. Alright, this is like the Pronto Mart before Pronto Mart even existed. It really is. They did such a good job. I think my favorite part of the Slime Rancher 1 music is that it's all calming, but it's not quiet. It's all still like peppy and energetic. There are a few songs that are more on the quiet and calm side, but I like how they're not all that way. It's honestly kind of hard to find music like that that is calm but energetic. Okay, I fully don't remember this song. I'm guessing this probably plays on the radio in the ranch. I've just never listened to any of those songs. Except for, like, the main one that always ends up playing for some reason. I genuinely have no idea why that song always ends up playing on the radio. They have, like, this entire selection of music, and it's always that same one song. I have no idea what it's called. We are skipping that music. No tar music, please. I would rather not be stressed out right now. Alright, I think I cleaned up all of the lines and stuff. So I'm going to go put this over on GIMP for a second. And now we can start working on the next part of this. There's 3 things I would like to add. The first thing is going to be a pillar in the background over here. And I'm going to probably be covering up some of this art, but don't worry, it's not actually going to be covered up. It's just easier to work around it this way. Right, all that's going to get covered up. So then, around here. There we go, that looks good. And then we can take this tool and just make a little bit of a window thing. Actually, that looks terrible. Instead, we're going to use the squiggly tool. Something that I just thought of, I really need to figure out how to set up Wii games to get played on stream. Because I really want to play Endless Ocean Blue World for stream someday. I love Endless Ocean, it's so good. Luminous was not good, though. I'm not going to get into that, but it was not good. And then just add in a few stalactites in here. And a stalagmite over here. There we go. And then the next thing is right over here. Yeah, we'll do a green. Right around about here. Then we can give that a little bit of sway. And bring it all the way down to the bottom. And do a similar thing over here. Now we have the lines for a future stream of water. And then add a few more stalagmites down here. Then add the back one. Just like that. And one more. There we go. And then just a few at the top. The big thing that I try to avoid is having a situation where the stalagmites kind of just end up doing this a bunch. It's fine if that happens, but I usually prefer when it's more like this. Hello Alex, welcome to the stream. I'm finally doing that art stream. Also enjoy the Slime Rancher music. I know I am. Man, I love Slime Rancher. I should make a shirt that just says I love Slime Rancher. I would buy that. And then once I finish this art, I'm going to switch over to Hollow Knight for the rest of stream. Oh hey, the other song that we're skipping. Ooh, Ancient Ruins. Love that one. As much as I love those more intense songs in Slime Rancher, that's not what today's stream is. Or at least for right now. That's for the Hollow Knight segment. Have you had a good day, Alex? There we go. That all seems pretty much good. I am, however, before I move this over to GIMP, going to add the water streams in here. Just before I start throwing this over into the other program. Make it a lot harder for myself. That's good to hear. Alright, actual one more thing. Whoop, wrong tool. I'm still not entirely sure yet, but I may be using this part as reference for one of my future tracks in Zapekist. So that's something to look forward to for all the Zapekist people. Alright, I'm not going to forget this time. We're back over in GIMP. There we go. Imagine if I actually forgot again. I need to add the alpha layer to this image. Alright, there we go, that seems all good. Make sure the opacity is back to normal. And merge that down. Copy it all. And back over to MS Paint. Beautiful program that it is. Welcome back, Micron. Crazy. Alright, now to decide on the colors. Finally. I think kind of a teal color for the gray will be nice. A little bit more in the cerulean area. A little bit darker for the outlines. Darker than that. Go to 100. Nope, that's 200. 100. There we go. And then 10 for this. Might actually drop this down to 50. Nope, too far. 70? There we go. 70 seems good. Then we can drop this down to 60 for this. And this. And that. And also this one. And then drop it down to 50 for all these ones. And one more time down to 40 for this. Yes! Yes, this might end up turning into the reference art for one of my next tracks. Probably the track for April. Yeah, probably April. This needs to be darker. What color is this? 70, so then we'll go to 90. Just to match a little better. Now we're getting places. Alright. Apparently, this line over here did not copy over correctly. I don't entirely know how that even happened. So we're just gonna have to do it manually. No one will notice. Nobody will ever know. How would they know? Okay, they might know. Almost there. It's so close. Alright, we're just gonna scrap that. We're going to grab the line tool. Turn it into marker mode. And just draw the line manually. There it is. Slightly darker color for that. And down to 70. There is a track that I would like to make based on some art that I don't actually have done or even started yet. But it relies pretty much entirely on Logic V2. So I have to wait until that comes out. So safe to say I'm pretty excited for Logic V2 in Zapekist. I really should play more Slime Rancher. I clearly don't play enough. this is going to have a little bit of a cheat on it. That water does not look good, but that's for out of stream. So that takes way, way, way too long. So, time for the actual crystal colors. So I'm going to start with the outline colors first. The nice teal one. There. This one. And right down there. We'll make that one. We'll actually save that one. Make that one yellow. This one yellow. Make that yellow. And this one. Then we need nice pink color for that, and this, and I feel like they should do blue for this one up here, and that. And also fix that spot. There we go. And make that center one purple. And then slightly darker for the cross hatch on it. Slightly darker. And then we get to start doing the fun lighting stuff with these. Which I am very excited for and definitely not at all procrastinating. I would never do that. And finally, the purple one. Alright. Going to start with the green one because there's a lot of the green. We want to raise up this color a bunch. And just... it's not very precise. Let's be a little bit more accurate. Raise it up by 10. We'll raise it up by 15. And then finally, the B. 204, I think. And then we just take whichever one is closest to facing the window, and that becomes the one that gets lighter. And then on to the teal ones. And then raise by 15. 15, and then 15. That one, and that's all of the teal ones. So we can shade those parts. Shade these, and that one. And we're almost there. These ones and these and those. So now we just have pink, blue, and purple one. Also, I completely forgot to put the coloring in the middle of this purple one. Whoops. And 215. And that, and that. We're almost at Hollow Knight, everyone. Just a few more colors. And finally, the crystal in the middle. This one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do that. And instead of going by 15, we're going to go by 30. We're gonna go by more than 30, actually. So then... Does 50 work? It does, but I don't think that I want it to look like that. I do think that the 30 looked better. What if we go by 20 instead? There we go. And that's the finished art, kind of. It doesn't have any shading or anything on it yet, but that comes later. So I'm going to save this and then start up the Hollow Knight and stuff, and I'll be right back. It's going to take a little bit, so just sit tight for a little bit. And also, I finally get to use this art. Yay, I never got to use this before. Alright, I'm back, everybody. So, I have Hollow Knight loaded up. Let me switch over the thing. And we're back now. So, we're going to start a new game because I don't actually have a save file on my computer. Yep, that's good. We're gonna set it to 100. Yeah, that took a bit longer than I was hoping it would. Anyways, nobody cares about the story. The ghost wanders into this place or whatever. Also, there's a guy chained up. And he has the orange, and the orange is bad. It's called the infection. And the infection is making all the bug people angry and mindless. But not all of them. Some of them are, I guess, too stupid to get infected or something. I don't know. Anyways, there's us. Yeah, I'm skipping the cutscene because that takes way too long. Anyways, into the actual game. We fall down a pit. I've always wondered. Can you just go... Oh, right, yeah, you need the mantis claw to go over this way. So, it's actually been a while since I have played Hollow Knight. So, we're going to see if my muscle memory is still here or not. And by the looks of it, it is. Yeah, I think I have like 106% on my original save file. And I was just like, yeah, that's good enough. So, pretty much the goal that I want to get for today's stream in Hollow Knight is hopefully beating False Knight. I forget how manageable that is. Yeah, I can't believe that I still have muscle memory of how to pogo. I spent so long forcing myself to figure out how to pogo correctly. Because I was so bad at it, and I was like, nope, this is going to become something I need in the future. So I forced myself to learn it. Yep, speaking of Silk Song, I think that'll be the first video in April that I do. I'm not entirely sure yet. I need to actually schedule stuff. So I keep forgetting. Oh, wow, that's the first hit of damage. And the second. I'm getting overconfident. Alright, and we're out of the tutorial zone. After I crush this door with my tiny stick. Yay, Dirtmouth! The fading town. Yeah, I might as well. Oh, wrong button. Fury of the Fallen? Yeah, sure, why not? Oh. That is basically a useless charm for me. Because if I'm down to 1 health, I'm probably going to die. So, let's see if I remember the route. I definitely do not. Let's just see if I do. That was pretty cool. Alright, I think I definitely went the wrong way. Ooh, give me a second. I need to rebind that real quick. Controller. Can I remap controls? Yes, please. Lie, please. Cool. Just want to set it to how it is on Switch. Just so I don't have to relearn all the controls and stuff. I just can't. I always forget if there's a cheese there or not. I don't think there is. Okay, yeah, I definitely went the wrong way. Whoops. Can I borrow your map real quick? Yes, please. Alright. So where did I go? Oh, right, that pathway's blocked. That's why I couldn't go there. Okay. So I did know where I was going, I just forgot that you can't go there. Man, I love this enemy. Give me 2 of them now, please. Very cool. Thank you. Give me that bench. Man, I wonder if I'll do Shade Skip. Probably won't. Mainly because I don't know how. I tried to do the cool thing and I failed. You know, I just had a thought. I wonder if Alex will like, Deep Nest, if he gets to see that. Definitely not in today's stream, that is way too much. I have a feeling he won't like Deep Nest. Get over here, Gruz mother. Totally didn't almost die there. I hate this. Gotta get down here. Right, can't get up there. I came down here for Sly. Sly Cooper. Come on. Snap out of it. You know you want the Geo. Hot to my Geo. Up. I forget what's in it. I think it's just grub. Ah. First try. The Path of Pain has trained me hard for this, even though I actually never attempted the Path of Pain and never will. Come on, just let me up. Okay, fine, I'll go the other way. Also, fun little thing. You can get out of the false knight fight, but I'm not going to do that because that is for cowards and speedrunners. And I am neither of those things. Okay, I might be a little bit of a coward. Yeah, I went through the, I forget what, isn't it like, the Gray Palace or whatever? White Palace? One of those two things. And even that, I was just like, this is already my limit for the game. So I was just like, I'm not going to even attempt the Path of Pain because I've seen it. It's just like, it doesn't even look fun. Who knows, I might attempt it on stream. I'm going to say it right now, I'm not. For the sake of my own sanity, I will not be doing that. And just run past this guy. And also these guys. Except I would like my soul back. Thank you very much. And now on to the false night. This should be pretty easy, but also I immediately regret saying that now because it won't. Right, that's your attack. Cool. Got them in the stagger. Oh, come on, that was cheap. Cool. Great stagger. Great stuff. Less than optimal. And third stagger, and I think that's the end of this boss. There we go. And time to beat up the worm thing. Thank you. And thank you for the city crest. Crest toothpaste. I forgot how much geo there is in that chest. That crest chest. Huh. Yeah, it was weird. Like, I knew that the Mantis Lords existed, but I just never went to them until, I think, after beating all of the Dreamers, but before I went to the final boss. Hello. Put me in a coma, please, so you can give me superpowers. Thank you. Let's see how little I have to use the Vengeful Spirit to get through this section. I feel like I might have to use Vengeful Spirit for the end of this section, because I think they have one of the big rolly things. I forget what they're called. You know, something that I just thought about that I've never thought about before. Are these like the shaman's pets? Did they just like knock me out, give me the ability to throw whatever? Oh, that was bad. To do the like fireball blast thing, and then tell me to go destroy their pets. Yep. That was a waste. Yeah, I have a very weird route that I'm going to be doing for this. So, I think second ability that I'm going to be getting, no, fourth. Okay, it's either fourth or fifth. The fourth or fifth ability that I'm going to be getting is Howling Wraiths. So, definitely a very weird route. And I am immediately going to switch off of Fury of the Fallen for Soul Catcher. Hey Micron, quick question. Should we save... What's his face? Zote. Should we save Zote? I know, tough decision. Come on. There we go. Man, I love Green Path. I say as I fall in the acid immediately. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yay, Moss Creep! We love Moss Creep. We, however, do not love those guys. They're terrible. Yay, Moss Creep. I think it was interesting. The moss creep is actually the reason that I realized that I have a very similar art style to Hollow Knight. I redrew the moss creep in my art style, and it is effectively just a, like, crisper looking version. Because I don't use interpolation on my lines. Because I don't like the look of interpolation. Man, imagine if I beat Horna on my first try. It's not gonna happen, but it would be cool if it did. I love this spot to rest so much. Like, they nailed the atmosphere right here. I was actually considering making this the background for the start of my Silksong streams. Or, not streams, videos. I always get those two things mixed up. But I decided against it mainly for the fact that I didn't have a save file on here. And also because I'm playing Silksong, not Hollow Knight. So it wouldn't really make much sense. Hey guys, do you want me to do the skip up here? I know of a really cool thing that I can do. Okay. Get over here, Squizzit. Get over here. Come on. Ah. No. Yay! Man, I love sequence breaking the games. And of course I get hit there. Pride cometh before the fall. I did just realize, though, that was really bad that I skipped that because I actually don't know where I'm going anymore. Because they set up Green Path in a very specific way to get you from point A to point B when you go through it for the first time. And since I just went to point C, I don't actually remember how to get to point B. I think it's back up here. There's a fight room. I think it's this way? It is this way, but it's the wrong way. Have to go up, I think. Nope. Alright, I'm lost. Yeah, no, that's just a dude. Whoops. Alright, does anyone remember the way that I was actually supposed to go through this area? Alright, give me a second. I'm going to just real quickly take a sip of some water. Definitely not looking up the map real quick. Definitely not. Nope. Oh. Oh, well, that's annoying. Well, anyways, totally did not look at a map. Totally didn't. So, I'm gonna grab this bench real quick before I go fight the Moss Knight, because I am really bad at fighting the Moss Knights. Which is weird because I spent a lot of time fighting them. So I should be a pro at this point. But I'm not. Right, get over here. Alright, yep. I've completely forgotten his attack pattern. Oh, it was much better than I thought it would be. What? Oh. Yeah. What the screen path shaped glass here? I don't know, but whoever did it was very convenient. I mean, it wasn't convenient at all because I didn't look at it. Definitely didn't. Alright, get down here. Get ready for the most high-octane battle that you'll ever see. It's so intense. Man, what an intense fight. I should not be struggling on this, that is actually embarrassing. Come on, just fight me normally. Get down here. There we go. Come on. If I die here. There we go. That was actually one of the most pathetic displays I've had. Like, that was not meant to be hard. I almost died there. That is literally the easiest fight in the entire game. Come down here, grab the bench. Just because I will absolutely end up dying during the Hornet fight. I guarantee it. There is no chance I won't. Yeah, blah 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 blah. I am doing way better than I thought that I would. When did I get good at Hornet? When did this happen? What? That is the first time that I have beat Hornet on the first try. Have I really fought Hornet that many times now? Hello, Gillamon. Shaw! Adidas! Oh no, not the seals. They love playing with beach balls. I always forget that this cutscene is here. Alright, dash tutorial. I love the dash. It feels so smooth. Yeah. Right, that place is just for a thing that I can't grab yet. When you play Silk Song, you get sponsored by Adidas. With their new Silk Song themed shawl. They really should do a partner thing with Adidas. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hornet doesn't say Shaw and Adidas in Silk Song. They removed those voice lines. I forgot about that. That actually makes me a little sad. Anyways, I think I'm going to end stream in a little bit. But before I do that, I am going to show you all what the next... Oh yeah, we do. We do still have that. I am going to show you what the next Hollow Knight stream is going to mostly be. It's going to be mostly this, as I grind up for Geo, because they always drop 40 Geo each, and there's 2 of them here. Which gives the perfect opportunity to grind these 2 idiots. They always give 40 Geo each. And since you have to kill the Moss Charger down here, that always gives you, I think, 6 Geo? I don't remember the exact numbers on that one. So pretty much every time you go through that room, you always get about 100 Geo. And you need a lot of Geo for some things. Yeah. Yeah, they look very similar. I will say, though, that I think I like the art style of Silk Song a bit more. Who to raid? Who to raid? Do we raid Ronan, who probably isn't at his computer right now? Incredulous Potato, who is playing Fortnite with Dude It's Raymond, or Dude It's Raymond, who is playing Fortnite with Incredulous Potato. Yeah, that's about what I expected. So who do you all think that I should raid? How about we make that 5 streams, Alex? I don't know, we might. I think I'm going to raid Potato. Alright, let's see if I can spell this correctly. Is that correct? Nope, because it's not exclamation mark. It's slash. Man, I am so good at streaming. Thank you, Gillimon. Also, I just realized that is not how you pronounce your name. So sorry. I've been conditioned from Digimon too much. There we go. Alright, everyone, have a fun time over at Potato's house. Get in the car. We're going to Incredulous Potato. Skeptical Spud. Have fun.